This is to get you going on lessons 10 and 11 for hands-on equations, fractions, okay? So we worked example 1 for lesson 10 in class. I'm going to work the second example here. This is going to be 7/6 of y minus 5 is equal to negative 19, okay? So we need to know what each 1/6 of y is going to be equal. And then, of course, from there, we're going to want to know what a whole y is equal, okay? So I'm into sixth territory here again. So I'm going to use my little sixth pieces, which always go down to the bottom of my container here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. I got 7 here. All right, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Minus 5 means subtract 5 means add negative 5. That's what I'm using my add the opposite rule. Okay, I can't subtract something that doesn't exist, so I add the opposite. And then I've got negative 19 on this side. Okay, and now I'm going to subtract my 5 from both sides, which I can do because I have greens on both sides. So I'm going to take away 5, and 5 away from 9 is going to give me a 4. Okay, so now I have 14. All right, and so nice little divisible number here. I've got 7 of these equal negative 14. That means each one of these must equal negative 2. If I have negative 2 as a sixth, then a whole y is going to be negative 2 times 6, 12, right? Okay. And then if I'm going to prove this out, all I do is I multiply, right, back to my original. Okay. So I'm going to multiply my 7 times negative 2. That would be negative 14, right? I'm running out of dice here. I need another negative. I don't have enough room to build it out with dice. So we would say negative 10 plus 9 is equal to negative 10 plus 9, okay? When you're doing the proof, I'm sure you're doing them by hand. We would actually write this out, that I'd have 7 times negative 2, negative 14, right? Minus 5 is equal to negative 19. There's the check, all right? So that's lesson 10. Still not too bad. Let's do 11. 11 was definitely the challenge here, okay? Now, 3y minus half of y plus 3 is equal to a half of y minus 17. So it looks to me I'm only seeing halves, so apparently what I'm looking for is what the value of half of y is, and therefore what the value of the whole y is. All right. Well, you guys caught on to this really fast, right? I'm going to have 3y minus a half of y. That's going to be 2y's, right? If I had 3 minus a half, that means I've got 2.5. Okay, so for now I'm just going to leave it like this. This is 2.5 y's plus 3 is equal to half of y minus 17. Okay, so this is my equality here. All right. Hopefully you can see right away, this is super easy to do. I can take away these halves from both sides. Okay, so now I'm left with that. And then to get rid of my 3, well, add a negative 3 to both sides. Okay, which is going to zero that out. And now I have, a little easier to look at it that way, right? 2 wholes equal negative 20, and it's super easy to see that each individual y is equal to negative 10. And this one actually going from the y equals negative 10 to half of y is equal to negative 5. So for this one, I'm going backwards using that logic of what I know. Okay, we are actually solving these a little bit of a shorter method than the original hands-on equations videos. They are really breaking everything down into halves, and you find the half first. But I think you guys are familiar enough with fractions and negative numbers to be able to do it in a little bit of an abbreviated way like this. It's hopefully making sense to you. And then the proof. 3y would be 3 times negative 10, negative 30. Okay, minus, this is where you have to be careful, minus half of y, minus negative 5, subtraction means, subtract the negative means add the positive. So you have to be careful with this, all right? Plus 3 is equal to negative 5 minus 17. Simplify this out. This is going to be negative 22 on this side. Negative 30 plus 8 is negative 22. This one checks. Okay, I'll do the last problem here. Last example. Y plus 2/3 of y minus 1 is equal to 1/6 of y minus 19. Okay, so I have 6 3/3. I do believe we may have worked this one in class. So I might as well just start putting these together, right? 2/3 are my blue pieces. Negative 1. 1/6 over here. Negative 19. Okay, so these are all my equalities. I've got all these little mixtures of fractions. Again, I think I'm going to take the 1 away. I believe we did do this one in class, but this is a good one to do over again. Okay, then I want to take a 6th away. And to take a 6th away, what I can do is swap my 3rd, right? These are the same, for 2 more 6. Now I can take a 6th away. Okay, and some of you saw right away that a 3rd and a 6th are the same as a half. This is what's kind of cool about these pieces. You could literally see that they're the equality. So I'm going to swap that out. Okay, and you can be really super explicit because this is divisible by 3. If I could swap that out for 2 more halves, right? So I could easily see that each half is equal to negative 6. Okay, so half of y is negative 6. If half of y is negative 6, a whole y has to be negative 12, right? And then I could even be looking, well, if y is negative 12, a 3rd of y would be negative 4, right? And a 6th of y would equal negative 2. I mean, we could break out any of these fractions, right? Once we know that the whole y is negative 12, right? We can do any of those. So that's going to make our check a little bit easier if we can be thinking those through. So the whole y is negative 12. Okay, now a 3rd of y is negative 4, and I've got 2/3. So that's going to be negative 4 times 2, negative 8. Minus 1 is equal to, the 1/6 of y is negative 2 minus 19. So this side here is negative 21. I'm combining negative 2 and negative 19. This is going to be negative 20, negative 21 here as well. They check out. Okay? All right, that's it for lessons 10 and 11. Hopefully you guys should be able to be fine on that. I'm going to do one more video for the honors level problems that you do without the manipulatives.